ended up quitting my job, living off my savings. But it's enough for us to live comfortably until we get married, and then...
I've made this decision without telling me first, baby. One of the reasons why I moved here and you didn't move to Panama, you said because I have a job. And the chance that I have to bring my kids to the United States because we need a sponsor, and now he quit his job.
It's never, ever, ever, ever a dull day with Jasmine and Gino. Always something stupid happening, always some type of backstabbing, always something that involves no communication. But hey, we are back again with another Moving Mad video. And as you can tell already, we are talking about Gino and Jasmine. And you know what though? The main thing that I want to focus on that Jasmine said is that Gino leaving his job means it makes it harder for her to bring her children to the States. And that is a very good point. And you know what though? I also respect it because a lot of other people that have moved to the States haven't moved with their children. They have happily left their children behind and they've never looked back. So I like the fact that her child or children are still a priority to her. I like that because I was concerned about that because the whole time we've watched Gino and Jasmine, all we've ever heard is about Jasmine's benefits of moving to the States. That's all we ever hear about. Jasmine this, Jasmine that, never the kids. But I really hope that she says it because she means it, not saying it just because she's saying it. You know what I mean? Because Jasmine's the kind of person that sometimes she says things just for the sake of saying it, not because she actually means it in a genuine way, which is not cool at all. But hey, man, was Gino in the wrong for quitting his job without having a conversation with his wife-to-be? Yeah, of course he was in the wrong. That's a no-brainer. And the fact that Gino didn't think that it was a good thing to do is wild to me. And also on top of that, he knows how expensive Jasmine is. He knows what her taste is like. Why would you leave your job knowing that her taste is high and knowing that even when she gets her green card or work visa, or whatever, you know that she's still not going to work anyway? But his reason was, well, I decided to leave my job so therefore I can spend some more time with you. And then obviously once we've done that, I can then go and get another job. The logic may work in some situations, but not in this situation. Not when you're dealing with a woman like Jasmine. But hey, this is just the beginning.
Baby, you spent $10,000 on butt implants? You don't need butt implants.
We spent $10,000 on
You don't need butt implants.
But I
We could have used that $10,000 too.
But I didn't know, just in my defense, that we were broke.
Why are you making decisions without me?
Well, you quit your job without telling me.
When both people in the relationship are just as bad as each other with communication. Both making big decisions without communicating with one another. But the crazy thing about it is that when it comes to the decision that Gino made, for some reason, it's not as bad as the one that Jasmine made in terms of the fact that she ended up, spending $10K on her butt implants. And the reason why her one is actually worse than his is more because of how she even came to actually making this $10K. That is what makes it worse. But in reality, if we remove the thing that we're going to point out later on in the video of how she came to the $10K, on paper, you remove that fact out of it, definitely what Gino's done is worse because he has left a job. That means he's the provider. The provider isn't supposed to leave a job. The provider is always meant to have a job. You know what I mean? That's just that. And him doing that is outrageous, knowing the taste of his woman. But hey, like I said before, it's never a dull day with these two because these two, there's always some type of ruckus happening because for some bizarre reason, they always want to be at war. Never want to be on the same page. The saddest thing about Gino and Jasmine is that they are not a team. They are not a partnership. They are literally just a transaction. Whew, that was harsh.
Where did you get the money from?
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters.
Some savings. Do you remember that you were giving me money for the wedding dress? I didn't think about it being a big deal.
That's $10,000.
Well,
That's a lot of money.
I know now. I know that now. Back then, $10,000 was very reasonable. Because person, I did it not just for me, but also for him because I wanted him to find me more attractive.
Typical Jasmine. To try and find a way to say that I didn't do this for myself, I did it for Gino. That is a lie. Don't lie. You didn't do it for Gino. You did it for yourself. Maybe a part of it did it for Gino because she wants Gino to find her more attractive. Fair enough. We can run with that. I can believe that. But she can't sit there and say that she did this completely for Gino. No, you did it for your own self-esteem. You know what I mean? It's just as simple as that. She did it for her own potential insecurities of herself, her own confidence levels. But you know what though? The fact that she said, oh, but 10K just didn't seem that bad beforehand. I don't care how much money anybody's got. 10K is still a lot of money. It is a lot of money, okay? That can literally feed a whole family for like months upon ends. You see what I'm saying? That can cover rent for some people for maybe 3 to 4, 5 months, give or take where you're living. You know what I mean? Your expenses. You know what I mean? For me personally, it would cover me for a good couple months, maybe even about 8-9 months to be fair. You know what I mean? So that 10K can go a long way. So I really just like the way she downplayed it. But of course she downplayed it, because downplaying it is obviously what makes it, it's what gives her more of an excuse of why she was able to actually spend that 10K on her butt implants. But like I said before, it's also a matter of how she came to this money. Now, of course, in this clip, she told us a little bit of how she came to the money. And it's crazy though, because the fact that she actually put money away from her wedding dress for her butt is wild. I thought wedding dresses were important to women, but of course, it doesn't have to be every woman in the world. Some women aren't that bothered, which is cool. You know what I mean? But then some women are heavily bothered about it. And the thing is, I find quite annoying is that Jasmine may downplay the whole wedding dress now, but when it comes to it, you know she's going to be like, yeah, I want the best one going, right? Come on, this is Jasmine. Why would she settle for anything less? She never does. And Gino's always there to pay the price. That's why when Gino makes a complaint or anything like that, I can never take it seriously. Why? Well, because you decided to be with somebody that was going to drive you crazy. And that is just that. But let's get into the final reason of how she also came to these funds.
This is exactly the kind of that I'm worried about with you, is you're spending money on unnecessary need the money, okay?
Anyways, I'm like, there is no way I'm telling him. The whole truth, that the remaining $2,000 came from my ex-boyfriend, Dan.
Dan. You know the thing that I don't understand? Why would he give her $2,000 anyway? Why would he give her any money for her assets? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, it'd be different if he gave her the money when they were together, but they weren't together anymore. He gave her $2K for her to improve or to enhance one of her assets, her butt, of course. So another man can enjoy the results, given that they may be good results. That is wild to me. That is very, very, very strange. I wouldn't do that. I don't know anyone that would do that. That would literally pay for a woman to look better or to improve herself for another man to enjoy that. So to be fair with you, I think it would be very cool if this season we can get some more information from Dan. Because for me personally, I wasn't happy with the fact that we didn't get to really speak to or see him in the hotel. Not like he would have been asked good questions anyway, but at least we would have got something out of him, because I really want to know. And this is the question that that needs to be asked to him by the host, who's useless. Do you still have feelings for Jasmine? Do you still want Jasmine? Will you move to America for Jasmine? Do you see what I'm saying? I want questions here. Because him giving the money doesn't make sense. Her taking the money does make sense. So we got two problems here. Problem number one, him giving the money doesn't make sense if he's saying that it's just on a friendly level. I don't believe that. Problem number two is her accepting the money and thinking that it's A-okay. Well, in fact, she knows that it's not okay. She even acknowledges that. But she's waiting for the right moment to tell him. But there's no right moment to tell the person you're with now that, hey, guess what? I took money from somebody else. But I tell you this now, though. One thing that Gino can't be upset with is the financial side of things, because, well, he's the one that left his job. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm trying to say it, but it makes sense in my head. You know what I mean? That little last bit there. But if it doesn't, then just excuse that to the side real quick. You know what I mean? The bottom line is this, though. If the shoe was on the other foot, imagine another woman, imagine Gino's ex had paid for him to get a hair transplant. I wonder if Jasmine would have been happy with that. I just wonder. You know? Let me know what you're thinking and we can talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.